Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. What a couple of days, huh? Crazy couple of days. What's up, Gabby? What's up, Golden Cat? Dog Boy. Alex Summers. Jung Hoo. What's up, bro? Aiden, Jordan, Alvi, Martin, Ben, ZMI, Raul, Naviz, Black Magic Trading, Raven, Evil Gemini, Dirk, Rack. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. How are you supposed to move out of your mom's basement? I don't know, bro. It's tough times out there, ain't it? Tough times out there. Hopefully everyone's surviving, avoiding some of this mess. What's up? What's up, Ariana, Tony, Epic Sauce, TZ the Master, Billy, 11, Bunsen, Joseph. You're friends with Alex De La Cruz. Who the fuck is Alex De La Cruz? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Neck looking long. I did just leave the gym. I've been on my grind, bro. Gymming hard, getting all my steps in. It's been good. What's up, Excite, Rossi, RC Markets, Grimo, Mr. Smith, Jayhawk, Dennis. What up, dude? Cool, guys. So, listen, let's get into it. I know I haven't streamed in a little bit here since last week. Markets gone up a little, gone down a little, and then obviously we've got the elephant in the room, Liberation Day. It has happened. So what do you guys think? What are we thinking? How are we digesting this news? Are we nervous? Are we excited? Is it good? Is it bad? What do you think? Curious. What's up, Mikey, baby? Mr. Smith, I'm friends with Gymnasium. Trey Harris, bring Biden back. Bro, facts. Like, at least with Biden, like, you knew that he wasn't driving the fucking boat, right? Like, he was sleeping. With Trump, you're like, okay, this motherfucker's driving the boat, and he might be driving it off a waterfall. Lord Jamon. That means literally Lord Ham. What up, Edge Hunter? Just driving to climb and ski Mount Washington. Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Jay? Ben, lower for longer. Some guy says we're cooked. So, here's the thing, guys. I don't have like a ton to update you on the high time frame, right? So, from the last video that I did, nothing's really changed in terms of where we believe the next kind of high time frame trade idea is going to form, right? So down in here, we've got our monthly demand. And then up here, we've got our resistance. We've got the point of breakdown. This is the yearly open. This is a key monthly level. So, like, if we're going to get back into a bull market, right, or things are going to get bullish again, maybe you believe we're still in a bull market, but we're just in a pullback. Whatever you want to, however you want to verbalize it, whatever fucking tickles your fancy, you fucking go, Glen Coco. You go. But realistically, we have no reason to be uber bullish until we reclaim this. Okay? So now if we come down here, I want a long, simply because it's monthly demand. Now, just because we come down here, it does not guarantee that we do this, okay? But at the very least, we do something, right? We get some sort of bounce, whether that bounce is to a new high or the bounce is for a lower high. Either way, I want to be involved in this move, right? Similar to here. So, like, the bear market's in. It's over. Right? But this bounce was a 50% bounce just on Bitcoin. Doesn't look as big now, but it is, right? Like, this is a 45% bounce into resistance and a lower high, but a 45% bounce that lasted 2 months on Bitcoin. You can go back and see what altcoins did during this time. Lots of rips, lots of money to be made on the long side. So whether or not this area generates a lower high or continuation, it's going to generate, in my opinion, some kind of bounce that I want to be involved in. Okay? But until we get above here, there's no guarantee that any bounce, whether it's from here or from here, doesn't just result in a lower high and lower prices. Okay? That's the area where we need to clear to really, really be bullish again. It's the point of breakdowns where we lost the range. It's key monthly, yearly, weekly resistance. That's where we need to get above. Now, can we get up here without going down here? Yeah. We can come from here. Like, we don't have to come all the way down here. But regardless, I have a lot more confidence in a trade forming here and forming here than I do kind of forming in the middle of nowhere, effectively, between our two high time frame levels. So none of that has really changed for me in terms of my view on the market, high time frame kind of game plan. Now, what has transpired since yesterday? So we've had a few things happen, and this is my understanding of what's happening, of the situation. So we've had Liberation Day, okay? So Liberation Day, Trump came out with all the tariffs, right? He said, here's all the tariffs. Now, I saw a bunch of people saying, holy shit, Trump just took like the, trade deficit, divided it by, the exports or whatever the formula was, and that's what he determined the tariff percentage was. And everyone's like, that's not actually accurate. That's not how you calculate the tariff rate. He's a fucking idiot. Regardless of whether or not that's true, and it very well may be, he's put these counter tariffs in, a minimum of 10%, and then at least with a minimum of being 10%, and then he's half, whatever his cockamamie calculation is, half of that is what he's charging back. So here is the 200 IQ situation, okay? So let's assume for a second that Trump is playing 4D chess, okay? 4D chess, 200 IQ, and we're just too dumb to see the vision. What happens, right? The market already was on fumes when he took office. Like, we all knew that the stock market was due for a correction. The economy and the stock market, there was no congruency there. There's no reason these companies, the Mag 7, whatever, were as valuable as that. There was due for some bit of a correction. So what's he do? Comes into office, starts talking about tariffs, trade wars and shit, crash the market, okay? Then he implements the tariffs, crashes the market even more, okay? And the goal here is to get us from QT to QE. So his plan is to get the bonds down, bond rates down, right? Rates in general down, rate cuts. And now he can refinance U.S. debt at a much lower rate. And if he can crash the market, implement these tariffs, then cause the Fed to cut rates because bonds are dropping, he can move us from QT to QE. The Fed starts pouring money in, cuts rates to stimulate the economy. That allows him to refinance the debt at a lower rate. He rolls back the tariffs, and he looks like a fucking genius. Refinances U.S. debt at a lower rate, rolls back the tariffs, liquidity back in the market, everything rips. Maybe not right away, right? And he's kind of been very clear about that. He's like, listen, I'm not worried about what the market's doing right now. It's going to boom, as in blow up, but downwards? I don't know. But long term, if this 200 IQ 4D chess maneuver works, okay, genius, right? Like, if it works, We get QE. The economy gets stimulated through liquidity, lower rates. He's refinanced debt. Like, it looks really smart, especially if the market reacts to it. Now, what if it's 50 IQ, okay, and he's playing checkers? And then the market crashes. Other countries counter tariff. Okay. China grows in power. Russia and China get closer. Small countries eliminated. They get fucking destroyed. You put a tariff on a fucking country that's got penguins only. Right? And then the last time we had tariffs like this, we went into like, I believe it was like 1909, and it was the start of the Great Depression. So we don't just go into a mini recession, we go into a depression. Right? So if this is what happens, right? Trump gets fucking smoked in the midterms. Like, it's over. The Republicans are fucked next election. So the bet that you have to make, that we have to make, okay, is that it's this. Because the alternative is super duper duper gay, right? Like, the alternative is gay. And I don't want gay. So I gotta assume that he's playing 4D chess and that he is 1929, sorry. Only off by 20 years. That he's playing 4D chess, it's 200 IQ move. Because the alternative, gay. The alternative, really, really scary and bad for our bags. How do you think that Bitcoin, let alone your fucking altcoins, are going to hold up if we go into some sort of depression for multiple years? Okay? Not good. Similarly, why is that word? Also, let's just use also, because I can't say the other word. You look at the S&P 500. Now, historically, buying a 15 to 30% correction, similarly, okay. Historically, buying a 15 to 30% correction has yielded really good results in the stock market, right? Like, if you're able to get into the S&P 500 15 to 30% off the high, NQ, off the high, some of these major like Mag 7 stocks way off the high, like, 30, 40, 50% off the high. Over a long period of time, usually a good bet, right? So if you look here, like, let's go back in time. When's the last like major corrections on stocks? Like, over the last decade. Shit, we can look even longer. Like, let's look all the way back to 2008. Like, let's go to what's going to have the most? No. There we go. Let's look all the way back to literally the last recession that we genuinely had back in 2008. So 2008, 50% correction. More. What the fuck going on? Okay, 50 fucking 7% top to bottom. That's full on recession, okay? Gay. Super gay. But other corrections haven't been nearly as bad, right? Like, here's COVID. COVID 35. Here is the 2022 pullback. 30%. So this one definitely pretty fucking deep. But if you bought any of these, even these little ones here, right? Like this is 20%. This one's 20%. Little over 10. But like generally buying these dips, pretty generational spots. Right now, obviously, you don't want to unload the fucking clip too early because you need to ask yourself, are we doing this? Right? Where, okay, well, maybe we come down to like this, but that's it? Or are we going to do a 50% pullback? Right? So you obviously got to have some, some sense there in terms of how you deploy. But generally, buying big dips, I'm talking, 15, 20 plus percent. We're just about at 13 now. So 15% puts us a little lower. 20% puts us just sub 5,000. And then like the giga 30% puts us in the low fours. Now, if we get like a 50% correction, like things get quite ugly. But look, if we get a 50% correction, we're just back at like pre-COVID levels. Right? So generally buying the dip on the US stock market's been good. It's been smart. Long term. Right? This is not crypto. Hey, am I going to make money in a month? This is like, am I going to be up in 12, 24, 36, 48 months, 60 months? I'm talking years. Generally pretty good buy. So I do think that looking at the S&P 500, like there's some critical liquidity levels on the monthly below us here, right back into here. And this puts us at like a 30% correction, 20 to 30% here. I think that's a pretty good buy because similar to my we don't want gay comparison before is if this isn't going to end up just being something that gets reversed, I don't know how low this goes, right? But if this isn't just a dip that ends up getting reversed and we just continue to do what we do, which is go up and to the right, then you're betting on like the end of American exceptionalism, the end of America. America is no longer going to be a leader. So like that's a bet I'm willing to take the other side of. Like I'm going to assume that this chart, even though it's gay right now, I'm going to assume that this chart continues to trade this way. That's what I'm going to assume. So I want to buy the dip once this thing starts to get generous. So your retirement savings accounts, your 401ks, whatever you got in your country, like I've got dry powder that I want to put into equities. I want to be buying the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. I want to be buying some of these major U.S. companies that I think are not too long ago, they were overvalued. Soon, I think they're going to be, and some already are, undervalued. Right? Because what's the other side of this? Like this is done. It's over. So then it's over. Like you got bigger fish to fry if this is over. Like if this chart is done going up and to the right, we've got way bigger problems than fucking what to do with our money. You got to be finding food and shelter. It's the same as the war bet, right? Where it's like, U.S. and Russia are about to go to war. U.S. is about to bomb the fuck out of Iran. Like, whatever's going to happen, wherever it happens in the world, right? And there's always a nuke in a war. And then everyone freaks out, and then it, like, does this. And you buy the war nuke. Because if the U.S. were to bomb Russia, we got bigger problems than the coins and the stocks going up. Because the alternative is war, right? So that's kind of the logic I'm playing with for this stuff. Now, objectively speaking, tariff or not, we know that this chart broke high time frame structure back in February. It broke structure back in February. And until we reclaim that point of breakdown, selling rips has been more profitable than buying dips. Okay, so yeah, we could hold here. Like the fact that we're holding up here relative to the S&P, maybe this is some sort of over-under here. Maybe we're going to get some sort of relief bounce here over the weekend. Trump's going golfing, so you can't tweet out just insane shit for a few days. Maybe we'll float up into the weekend. I don't know. Stocks are closed. Maybe they're due for a bit of a bounce. Sure. But ultimately, I just don't have a ton of confidence in this area for anything outside of low time frame trading. Looking at the equities market, like, you could argue we've broken monthly structure now. right? Like first we broke weekly structure, right? Here, up here, remember? I said, hey, we just broke weekly structure here. Well, now we've broken monthly structure. It's not good. So, I mean, even if this thing does bounce, like this becomes a lower high area if it does bounce. Right? And this is exactly where we had talked about in my last video, the video that I uploaded 2 days ago. I'm like, if this thing's going to put in a lower high. I'm like, the expectation here is a lower low. And what happened? It put in a lower high exactly where we had talked about. So, things in a downtrend. Tariff, whatever you want to believe in, whatever you want to attribute to the fact that, hey, we're down because of this. This thing's been in a downtrend on the weekly chart, okay, since February. Same as Bitcoin. So it's like not great. I wish I had a lot of better news, but really like our silver lining here is a few things, okay? One, there's less uncertainty in the market now, okay? The market doesn't like uncertainty. I don't know why I'm so dry today, but there's less uncertainty in the market. Now it's digesting the news, and the news is not great, but at least we know, like, okay, the tariffs are out there. It's no more, hey, I might tariff, I might not tariff. I'm going to tariff you. I'm going to not tariff you. I'm going to tariff this much. That uncertainty is now gone. The market now can digest this. Two, we now have to look forward and say, okay, they can roll back some tariffs, right? And we have potential for rate cuts in QE eventually. Like these are our silver lining to the fucking shitstorm that we are currently experiencing. Okay? That's the silver lining. But in my opinion, like, we need rate cuts, bro. Like, that's what turns this around and saves our bag. Because you really, right now, you look at Bitcoin and you either just accept, and I tweeted this out, you either accept that every chart is busted on the high time frame and that regardless this is going lower, or you pray that this is some sort of sick joke and we get back in here and go higher. And this is just some sort of disgusting, sick joke that was designed to make us all poor. You know? But I like, listen, I was in high school in 2008, and I look back and I go, damn, I should have been buying real estate and stocks. Well, you might now have that opportunity. You have the wherewithal, you got some money. Now might be your opportunity to buy cheap and get that generational entry in the equities market during this, correction. So it's, I love you too, bro. It's not great, but here we are. So outside of low time frame stuff, guys, like, okay, maybe like I told you guys I'm sitting out yesterday and I think that was the right call, but look, hey, we swept this low. Maybe we're going to get a little relief rally. I don't fucking know. But high time frame, nothing's changed for me. We're in a downtrend. Okay? Area of resistance above, area of support below. We're kind of just diddling in the fucking middle right now. Gabby, in 2008, I was 4 years old. Well, you should have been buying fucking stocks instead of playing with your fucking toys. And that's why you have a job now. Because in 2008, instead of buying stocks, instead of buying distressed real estate assets, instead of buying the dip, you were eating fucking mashed fucking peas with your fingers, okay? And playing with your choo-choo train. And now you have a job for the rest of your life. X says he's betting on full-blown market breakdown. I would much rather that not be the case, but we have to prepare for anything. We got to be prepared. Buenas noches, Senior Main. What's up, bro? What's up, DJ Sambo, Waki, Traquan, Kilikahan. Straw Caps is Taiwan #1. Didn't Taiwan just get smacked with a tariff? How are you as a man not buying the dip? It's facts. Yeah, now kids got to watch me instead of Coco Melon. Exactly. What do you think about the carry trade principle being broken with the Bank of Japan raising interest rates? That's going to really affect the money coming into the stock market. It's something to consider. I don't consider myself nearly smart enough to have an opinion on the carry trade with the Bank of Japan. Straight up. What do you think? World War III is coming. It's over. Yeah, like, listen, if World War III is coming, you know, we're cooked. We're cooked. Yes, I am still holding some spot Bitcoin. I would love to sell higher and de-risk more, but I've got a lot of cash. And but yeah, I mean, I wish I sold this immediately once we broke structure. I should have. But that, if you guys remember, right, this wick fucked me up. The 3-day was the break. There's the retest. This is where you get the fuck out. But I held because of the wick. Yo, did you actually win 43K from Rollbit? I won way more from Rollbit. I'm on the slot machine heater of a lifetime. And it's my money. It's real. It's not some fake bullshit. But God knows how much I've lost there over the years. So I'm probably still massively net negative. If World War III is coming, I'm going to salute my boy Maine on the opposite end of the battlefield, bro. If World War III is coming, I'm fucking absconding to the mountains. Yeah, the weekly wick was such a trap. What's my thoughts on BTC dominance? It looks like it's still going up. Still bullish. I think we can come up and tag this 66 level. Like, and possibly even 70, dude. Like, 70 is a big level there. And this thing just keeps pushing higher. Right? And then we've got, like, kind of the midpoint of this order block here. That's where I got the 66 level from. Right there. Like, yeah, we're coming into the resistance here. And I do think that it tops out in this area, but not yet. Not fucking yet. Do you hedge generally by opening shorts against your spot at key levels on high time frames, or is it best to just sell your spot and rebuy cheaper? For my trading portfolio, I'm trying to buy low and sell high and get out. And then for my like holdings, my long-term cold storage holdings, I'm not really trying to hedge those or sell on perps to hedge those, because to me, I have cash. That is a hedge on that stuff. BTC worst case bottom at 35K. That would be insane. But let's assume this was the top for the cycle and we get an 80% pullback. Like, you're not crazy to say that. That's not even 80%. 80%, I think, puts us back below the lows of the last bottom. I don't know. It'd be unheard of. But Bitcoin has never existed. Okay? Like, Bitcoin, the idea here was that BTC, right, is the hedge against inflation, right? It's the hedge for inflation. It is the store value, right? It is going to be the thing that you want to hold during a recession. It's like gold. However, for the first time in the existence of Bitcoin, we're in a risk-off, heavily risk-off environment, and gold is ripping and Bitcoin is fucking not. So it's kind of hilarious that, like, the moment in time that Bitcoin was built for, where it's supposed to be gold, BTC is instead just like super beta stocks. Like it's super beta stocks. We're just a tech stock, it seems like, which isn't the original idea, I think. But you got to remember, right? Like Bitcoin was like launched in 2009, right? And like that was the end of the recession. So like crypto, this is what crypto has existed for. And so if we're now entering some sort of like really risk-off environment, I don't know, you'd want Bitcoin to do better during these pullbacks, and it's just not. So if we go into like some giga fucking like recession, I don't know, man. It kind of worries me that Bitcoin is just going to fucking vaporize. Can I check ETH and see if it was a valid H4 SFP? Yes. Would I consider holding Ethereum right now, or is it cooked forever? Do I look retarded? Vitalik was on video sniffing the butt of a robot fucking dog. Anyways, actually, I do think ETH is at an interesting place, and I know it's insane to say. And like every time I see something come out of Vitalik, bro, I'm just like, bro, this guy's fucked. But, okay, ETH is in monthly demand. So I can't short it here. I can't. Now, if Bitcoin goes to 70K, ETH is going to take out this low. But if Bitcoin doesn't go to 70K, there's a chance that this box holds. And so if you're looking at this like on the monthly, you could argue like, hey, like, fucking, you could take a long here. Right? Like, fucking, hey, 2R just to here is 2R right now. Now, your stop is 20% below your entry. So maybe you don't want to enter off the monthly, but like what happens if this is the low for ETH here? Like all of a sudden this becomes quite an attractive trade. But there's two ways that I really see playing this. One, you wait for the reclaim of the range. Like if we get back within this range, I think there's a very high likelihood that we at least trade to there, right? So you wait, and then we at least go to there, maybe then all the way. I don't know. Okay, or you say, okay, hey, we're in demand here. This is monthly demand. So I'm not going to long just based on it being monthly demand because we have the weight of 1,000 suns, which is the price of Bitcoin, Vitalik's fucking depravity, as well as the fucking stock market nuking on our heads every day. However, this is an area where if a long is going to form, this is a high probability area for it to do so. So you might say, hey, this is monthly demand. I'm going to wait for the weekly. Oh, we have a weekly sweep. Maybe I'll wait for the 3-day chart to look bullish. So we've got like a range here. Okay, so I'm going to now draw this range out on the 3-day. And now I'll zoom in even more. And you say, okay, we're in monthly demand. Maybe I get a setup here. We just tagged below. Maybe, though, we do like, maybe we get like one of these, right? Then now you have a long trigger that is based on us being in monthly demand, right? So you have a bullish bias here, and now you have a low time frame trigger and confirmation that allows you to enter right here with a much tighter stop. And now you don't need it to go all the way back to 3,000. You can get a really nice trade here knowing that you're in line with that monthly demand. Vitalik, the creator of Ethereum. The stuff Vitalik is doing would, where he's meeting up and beating up pedophiles would probably be more bullish for ETH than the stuff Vitalik is doing. When Ansem stream collab, whenever he wants. Have I ever met Sailor or Vitalik? I have not. Roy says, my friend's been long ETH since 4K. Insane copium for him. I keep telling him to sell. He keeps saying we are bouncing every time we go up 5%. Well, he's not wrong. When we do go up 5%, technically we are bouncing. But being long from 4K is extremely impressive because it only traded above 4K for literally like a few days in the entirety of ETH. Like in the entirety of ETH, it's an entire existence. It's traded above 4K for maybe 50 days. So in the last 5 years, ETH has traded above 4K for like 50 days. And one of those days, your buddy longed and he's still holding it. So low key, kind of impressive. Kind of impressive. Are you Canadian? Pay 50% capital gains tax. I am Canadian, and I do pay capital gains tax, but it's not 50%. There's a very common misconception, okay, about how capital gains works in the USA and in Canada. So the misconception is everyone hears the capital gains tax rate is 50% in Canada. That's incorrect. So in Canada, okay, 50% of the gain is taxable as income. Okay? So let's say your capital gain is 100 grand. $50,000 is taxable. So you don't pay $50,000 in tax. $50,000 of the $100,000 capital gain is now taxable. And then whatever this is, so let's say you had 100K capital gain, 50% of that is taxable. That's just added to whatever your income is. So whatever your income rate is, your tax rate of your income, that's what's taxable. In the US, okay, there's short-term capital gains, and then there's long-term capital gains, and I don't actually know all of the US cap gains rates and stuff, but when you break it down, they're actually quite similar. Maybe the US is a little cheaper, but it's not like significant. It's not like, whoa, Canada's 50% and US is only 20%. Furthermore, in Canada, and I don't know if you can do this in the US, but if you are Canadian, you 100% should do this. So there's precedent for this as well. And if you're a trader in Canada, you should talk to your accountant about this. But you can set up a corp, okay? And you can have your business activity be trading. So now the money that you make is your income. The money you lose is a loss. And you have expenses. So you can actually set up a corporation where that trading that you're doing isn't taxed as capital gains, but it's taxed as active business income, which would be a lower rate than what you would pay with capital gains. Now, you do have to qualify for active trading. I don't know the exact details for that, but if you're like leverage trading all day, every day, and you're taking tons of positions, you 100% should talk to a tax professional and ask them about this. and it will be lower. Can I do your taxes? Here's the thing, Thrash. There's no tax on fucking losses, and that's all you got, baby. Let's go. Roasted. Bolo, Maine, I am about to pass your firm's challenge. Can you pinky promise that you won't deny any payouts? Bro, we have never denied a payout ever, but your very first payout is going to be the first one we ever deny. We're going to set a precedent, and you're going to be the first person that we fuck over. Enigma says, when bottom, and explain in boat terms. Okay, so you have a big boat, Canada, okay? Big fucking boat. Big boat. Only half of the boat gets added to income. I'm just kidding. The boat analogy was lit. I refuse to be told otherwise. So yeah, Ethereum, we're in an area of interest, but rather than just blindly long the monthly demand, but you can... I would much rather see some sort of low time frame trade setup form here. So maybe we sweep the range low, something along those lines. Then I'm getting interested. Or maybe we reclaim the mid range, right? Like we do this, right? I would long this, stop there, you know, target up into here and here. Why not? Fuck it. Do it. Do you use fair value gaps? Yeah. Yeah, I use fair value gaps. The main PD array I use is order blocks. So, dude, some guy has been DMing me on Discord, and he's like, bro, like, I'm about to cash out a bunch of crypto, and I'm buying a Lambo. And he sent me a picture of, like, an Aventador, which is, like, a fucking expensive-ass car, like $600-700K. I'm like, bro, you got a nicer car than me. Are you like trolling or did you actually buy it? And he's like, bro, I ended up not buying the Aventador. Instead, I bought 2 Lamborghini Huracans. I'm like, dog. And you know what's crazy about that? Like this guy, he's like, we've been talking for 5 years. You've helped me so much. I sold a bunch before the crash and I just bought 2 Lambos. And you want to know what the craziest thing about that is? You want to know what the craziest thing about that is, bro? And I'm not even trolling, bro. Like, I'm not even trolling. Like, he DM'd me this. Okay? Like, I'm not trolling. Look at the timeline. I cashed out. 20 days later, I'm buying an Aventador. What's the craziest part about this? The tip jar? Fucking empty. Fucking empty. Unbelievable. Bunch of ungrateful immigrant. What's the word? I almost said immigrant. That's not the word. Ingrates? Whatever. I want to find the tip jar. This is funny. Look at this, okay? I've had this tip jar for like 6 years. Let's just see how much money's in it. Let's see. Let's see how much money's in the old tip jar for Maine. Made many millionaires, Maine. Guy bought 2 Lamborghinis. How much is in the tip jar for Maine? I've had this up for 5 years. There's 1 ETH in there. Look at the last tip. Is this even right, or is this FTX? What's going on here? But yeah, like the last tip was a year and a half ago. Someone sent me 0.69 ETH. So before this guy sent me 0.69 ETH, there was like 0.3 of an ETH in there. Is that not nuts? The Bitcoin one, I think, has $0 in it. This guy says, I thought you were doing it for love. I am doing it for love. And you know what I love? Money. Give me money. Tardo here. What's crazy? You want to know what's crazy? Hold on. Everyone, I just realized something crazy, bro. Okay, so this guy gave me 0.69 ETH 516 days ago. November 4th, 2023. Bro, ETH is lower. He gave me ETH November 4th, 2023, and it's worth less today than it was when he gave it to me 500 days ago. Is that not fucking hilarious, dude? Anyways, no, I do it for love. I don't need or want your money. I'm just kidding. It just is funny. It is funny. Like, bro, you helped me buy a Lambo, and then like, bro, buy your boy Lambo. Let's get matching ones. I'll go driving with you. Let's go. I lost money on the tipped ETH. Exactly, bro. So, yeah, Solana, similar to ETH, guys, it's in monthly demand, right? So, hey, like there's a long, if there's going to be a long, it can form in this area, right? It can form in this area. But that being said, like there's a ton of high time frame demand, like right below, or liquidity right below us, right? So this is last week's low. Then these are all monthly lows here. So if you want a long SOL, I think if you get a run of one of these lows, right? And you do the same thing you did on ETH, right? We say, okay, well, we got a little range to work with here. You know, like we're working this range. Maybe we run some of these lows and then get back in the range, and that becomes your long trigger within the monthly order block. But I'm not going to rush into anything, and I'm not taking any sort of swing trades right now. I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm waiting for the market to digest this tariff stuff, and ultimately, I'm going to contain my trading to the low time frame for the time being. So taking Monday's range trades, right? I know a bunch of you, when I did that Monday's range lesson last stream or however many streams ago it was, right? A lot of people printed on the last Monday's range on SOL. So we go back here. I think a bunch of people, is this it? That can't be it. Or is it this Monday? Yeah, here we go. This one, last week's Monday's range. I know a ton of you guys took this trade because a bunch of you DM'd me and were like, hey, dude, Monday's range short on SOL. And this is like perfect use of Monday's range. Form the range, trade it above, close below. You short it, stop there, target the low. And this thing printed. And look, it used Monday's range as a resistance level here too. Monday's low. So these kind of trades, regardless of tariffs, high time frame direction of the market, these types of trades will continue to exist across all markets. And until there's some more high time frame macro clarity about what the fuck's going on, these are the kind of trades I'm going to continue to focus on. Danny Boy over on Twitch says, appreciate the knowledge. Thanks for letting me know. I'll be working a 9 to 5 for every day for the rest of my life. You're welcome. Congratulations. Or I'm sorry that happened. Maybe you really like your job, you know? Have you thought of it that way? Here's the other thing. You just reminded me of something because I just told all you guys, hey, you should have been buying the dip. Okay? Should have been buying the dip in 2008. Now, if we get into a recession, you better buy the dip because guess what? If you don't capitalize on this recession, your job is going to be taken over by like an AI robot, dude. Like some fucking AI is probably going to take over your job. And now you're going to be like, okay, I have no money. I had no job for 3 years because I was trying to trade crypto. I've got no skills and there's AI. Like what are we going to do? We're going to be cooked. You have to make yourself irreplaceable by either having money or doing something that a robot can't do. Like there could be a fucking AI main that just starts streaming instead of me, and then I'm fucked. Even though I don't get paid for these streams. Is this title a reach? Yes. So every time I do one of these streams, guys, I get a comment, one or two on YouTube, being like, you said buy this. I'm trying to grow on YouTube. Okay? I've been telling you guys this, and you guys aren't doing it for me. You guys aren't doing it for me. So I'm doing it myself. And I've been told by a bunch of very popular YouTubers, the way to grow on YouTube is you have to play the YouTube algorithm game. So for crypto, the best way to get your video to people who don't already follow me is to have some sort of crazy headline and some sort of fucking gay thumbnail where I do something gay and I make a stupid face and I say something like that is overly dramatized. So like, I don't think crypto's ruined forever. That was the name I was almost going to go for. Trump destroyed crypto forever. But I obviously don't think that, right? But I'm trying to play the YouTube algorithm game. Can you suggest any hardware wallet that you use to hold your crypto? Are you trying to hack me, bro? I have a Trezor and I have a Ledger, but the worst thing I ever did with that Ledger is like my fucking shit got leaked, so I get fucking calls. I got a call today from Ledger telling me that, my private keys needed to be reset over the phone. TraderMan likes butt stuff. What the fuck? But will the AI have a neck? John Mitchell, this is smart. Can the AI replace this? I don't think so. Listing requirements for breakout. You've got to be listed on one of the exchanges that we're pull liquidity from. So like a Binance, OKX, Bybit. And usually it's got to be a coin that's got liquidity. People are trading it. They want to trade it. Hayden Davis is coming for your private keys. Alex says, we pay you with love. Here's the thing, Alex. Today, guys, by the way, no one even said happy fucking anniversary. 7 years on fucking YouTube today. Almost 900 videos on YouTube. And still no 100K subs. I think that's criminal. Because there's some people on YouTube that are fucking retarded. And they are leading people to slaughter every cycle. Alex Becker, who, yes, someone's like, oh, you're Alex Becker at the headline, thumbnail? Yeah, he's one of them. Go watch some of his videos from like last cycle, dude. Every goddamn prediction wrong. Everything he shills, he's paid for. At least he's honest about being a KOL. Like super upfront. Like I'm the Giga KOL. But, like, he's got, like, he gets hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. And I don't even blame him. They're paying him millions of dollars. Fucking get your bag, I guess. But, like, it should be me. It should be me. Not getting paid millions. Well, yes, getting paid millions. But I feel like I would be leading people down a better path. But we went into this already. I'm too niche. I'm too fucking technical. Whereas these guys are just saying, buy all these altcoins. You're going to get super rich. So I don't know. I thought Alex Becker was legit. Go do your own research and make that own determination. Alex Becker has been telling everyone to keep buying the dip. And, oh, the rip on AI coins and ETH coins are going to be so glorious. We're down like 70, 80, 90% on most of this stuff. And it's going to bounce, and he's going to say, I told you so. But anyone who listened to him is out of money because he's been telling them to buy the entire way down. Meditate says, no one is saying thank you because this stream is actual trash. What the fuck is the point of this one, man? Been here 30 minutes and learned nothing. Damn, bro. That's crazy. Have you considered fucking sucking my dick? Maybe you could learn how to do that. Might be a good use of your time. Bottom's got to be in when Maine brings out the tip jar. Yes, exactly. I'm begging for money. That's why. So, I don't know, guys. Like, not a ton to fucking go over. High time frame. Nothing's changed. So maybe that's why I haven't taught anyone everything. I'm sorry, not every stream is full of fucking education. I've got 900 goddamn videos, bro. Go watch some of them. Have you considered maybe you're not learning something because you're not smart enough to understand what I'm saying? Could that possibly be it? Maybe you're just too retarded? Is that possible? Is it possible that you're too fucking stupid? I don't know, dog. It's like 1,000 people here, and you seem to be the only one upset. Maybe it's a you thing. Gold, yes. I posted about this on my YouTube video channel's older than you. Are you 7 years old? Go to bed. What time is it? I posted about this on Twitter, where I said, hey, gold probably due for some sort of correction. But at the same time, I was expecting dollar to bounce. But dollar had a very negative reaction to the tariff, right? So now we're back. We're still within this massive range. We're approaching range lows. So I do think that dollar somewhere, whether at the range low or near, is due for a bounce. And if that's going to happen, and this is going to get some mean reversion to the upside, then absolutely gold, which has been getting a little bit frothy, right? Little frothy, little vertical here, could come back and retest this 3-day order block, or potentially even just sub 3,000. So this is where I'd be looking for on gold first to see if there's a reaction. And if not, I would look into this consolidation, and this would be confluent with the dollar getting a bounce. Did you learn something there, bro? Is that helpful? Is that helpful? This guy's name is Meditate, and then he just screamed in all caps. You're not even good at meditating, bro. You need to chill the fuck out, dog. Arthur's bullish bounce imminent. I mean, yeah, it could be. He could be right. I'm praying that Arthur's right. So Arthur, basically, the stuff I said at the start of the stream, that's basically Arthur's thought process. He thinks the low at 76.5K is in. He thinks the low is in, and he thinks that we're going to pivot to QE, and liquidity's coming, and crypto's going to, I think he said 250K by the end of the year was what he said. So that would be pretty nuts, and I pray to God he's right. Yeah, we did S&P. I mean, I think there's a lot of levels below us that I think could very well get run. We are due probably for some mean reversion soon. We're down 7%. But if you remember, right, we took this long and then we closed it. Lower high, lower low. So maybe there's a bounce, but I don't know. This thing not inspiring any kind of hope for me here. Zohar, what up, G? Bitcoin looks good for 250K. I agree, bro. It looks good here. Base silverback. I lost $250,000 this cycle. Thanks to you, JK. It was still my fault. Listen, bro. How much did you make, though? Like, did you make $1 million and you gave back 250K, or you just negative 250? Because that's kind of sad. I hit legs today. Dude, I hit legs today as well. What are you doing? I did hack squat, RDLs, leg extension, leg curls, calf raises, and then I just did a little bit of overhead pull just to decompress the spine a little bit. Hi, Maine. Liquidity is usually hunted on both sides when price is raging. However, when price is trending, why does that liquidity not get taken out on the low a lot? It does, right? But generally, right, when you see a strong trend, right, generally higher lows remain. But you'll occasionally see a low get taken out, right? And then continuation of that trend. Right? But when the trend is strong to the upside, it's because price is drawing generally to a high time frame liquidity level where those who were long from lower can then distribute those positions into that higher time frame liquidity. But within these little mini trends, you'll definitely see lows get taken out. But really, at the end of the day, right, what this is happening here, oh, it's an uptrend. Why aren't they taking out those lows? Well, once these positions distribute, guess what? There's a bunch of liquidity here on the downside for price to now come back and take the other way. That's exactly what you're seeing on the S&P 500, right? Like we just went up and up and up forever, and now we have a ton of liquidity on the downside that has not been taken. Like there's been no risk being long this thing for a couple of years now. Like every swing low, just nothing. And now, okay, this thing's turning. There's a lot of liquidity here that can get taken out. Hell yeah, Zor. Good for you, bro. El Coyo, how would you approach low time frame trades in this area? I would look at things like Monday's range. I would look at things like last week's low, last week's high. So if we're looking at Bitcoin right now, okay, we just took out last week's low. So if we're able to, and last week's high has been untapped. So if we're able to hold above last week's low, you know, maybe we get a trade from last week's low to last week's high. Like trades like this. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Low time frame, range bound stuff, and just trying to get a short-term bias. I'm not trying to say we're going back to all-time high, but hey, we took out a low. Let's see if we can go take out a high next. Oh, we just took out a high. Let's see if we can go take out a low next. Fundamentals is what's moving the market, so why are technicals important? So fundamentals, the tariffs, caused the market to dump. Was this market not already in a downtrend before that happened? All of the fundamentals are bad. The market was in a downtrend before any of those fundamentals came to fruition. So they work in tandem. It's not just one or the other. Like the chart was bearish before the bearish news. Like this chart was going lower well before any sort of talk of the tariffs occurred. Thanks, JS. I know. I should do a separate stream that's more of a variety stream where we can just fucking chop it up and shoot the shit and keep these a little bit more on task. I don't know. I'm just fucking ripping shit, bro. I'm ripping. I don't know. It's not a ton to talk about right now. I'll be honest with you. I oftentimes I just don't I don't necessarily need to stream as much as I am. But like I said, we're trying to get you boys profitable. I'm trying to make sure that none of you guys get fucking jobbed out by AI. Yeah, this looks pretty gay, dude. Right? Like range is busted to the downside. Like we're coming into some support here potentially, but my bet would be like this. This looks more like Bitcoin than it does the S&P, does it not? Gold we just did, bro. I think it can come down. If the dollar gets a bounce, I think gold can come down to this 3-day order block here. And potentially sub 3K, but that's dependent on whether or not dollar gets a bounce. Sui, oh God, do you even want to see, bro? Are you sure? Looks not great. I remember talking about this on stream. This 3 drives and the bear div. I remember talking about this. I'm like, listen, high stakes and all these guys, they're cashing out. They're closing out this trade, and it's down like fucking massively since then. So this is very similar to Solana, to ETH. A lot of these charts are very similar in that they're coming into monthly demand, right? So you got like monthly demand here. So it's an area of interest. We can look for reasons to be bullish, but I'm not blindly bidding anything. I'm looking at the low time frame. Hell yeah, Rushi. Good for you, bro. When are you going to visit the South? Define the South. South America? Or like the Southern United States? Can you short on breakout? Yes. How does the Robinhood chart look to you? interesting. Oh God, dude. Yo. Let's see here. Hold on. I already collected clout on this, I'm pretty sure. Look at this shit. December 3rd. Okay, the price at the time was $9. $9. I fucking laid this one up for the lads on Twitter. Right? And this was simply just like a weekly and then H12 setup. Like this thing cooked. So it's at demand now for sure. And I like the CEO of Robinhood. So, you know, I think that there's some hope for this, right? It's had a pretty significant pullback off the all-time high, 40+% already into demand. I think you know, it probably bottoms somewhere. Whether it's bottoming already or it gets one more move down into this fair value gap, I'd like to think that this thing continues higher. But man, wish I never closed out those positions. I closed these at like 16. If you go on Twitter and you look up that thread, I longed at 9 and I closed at like 16 to 20. How does breach insurance work on breakout if you bust? It means any profit that you have in the account, even though you blew up, you can still withdraw it. What do I think happens tomorrow? Good question. I think tomorrow the only thing I'm looking at really is that last week's low setup, right? So again, it's Friday, not my favorite day to trade, but we took out last week's low, last week's high is untapped. So if you want to be a bull, the setup is a move below last week's low, which we've kind of already had, but maybe we get a deeper one, right? But some sort of holding of last week's low or move below and then target into there. That's the only trade I see on the long side. So this is last week's low or last week's high, last week's low. And you can do this on any chart. I was on stream when you talked about $9 hood and you didn't buy all of it and get a fucking 5X liquid with size. That's why you have a job. Should have went all in. Okay. My wife says I have to come eat my dinner and it's getting cold. You guys want to see order block? Come here. Come here. Up. Come here. Come on. They want to see you. Can you see him? Oh, no, he's angry. He wants steak too. Yeah, my wife says I got to eat dinner and she used the F word, which means it's serious. So you guys should get one though. She just comes in my office and then gives me food. It's pretty great. So I got to wrap it up, guys. I am late for dinner and she made Wagyu, so I feel bad if it's cold, but I will be back with another video this weekend. It will probably be another stream either Saturday or Sunday, and then we will have 3 streams again next week. So I'm sorry if you didn't learn anything, Mr. Meditate. I'm so sorry. But hope you guys enjoyed as always. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up on Twitter, on Discord. Make sure you join the Telegram. Links in the description. It's all free. If you want to check out Breakout, all that info's there as well. The Haven, all that fun stuff. There's discounts and promos with my exchange links, but I'm too lazy to talk about them. Anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you as always. I will talk to you soon. Peace out.